What we talking about? Good afternoon, good morning, almost good afternoon. How about that? Lunchtime special, man. You at work right now, go hit that food truck or eat that nasty shit your wife made 'cause she can't cook for shit. Got you eating some bullshit at work while your motherfucking your partner at work eating some real good shit because his wife can cook and you mad as hell yours can't right now. You know what I'm saying? Act like you ate that shit, call her, tell her you love her, tell her lunch was good as hell, and then go hit the food truck. You know what I'm talking about? While you doing all that, make sure you tuned in to the motherfucking best podcast show around when it comes down to Madden football. You know what I'm talking about? Madden 2022, Game of Thrones, the league, man. Right now, we are in later weeks of the season. Right now, we on our way to that playoff. So you know that playoff tree is something to talk about. All right, so in reference to Game of Thrones right now, it's the War of the 14 Kingdoms. Simple as that, man. This dumbass cat always doing something. He can't help himself. Stay doing something. So that's how you get these motherfuckers out of the shit if they know what they doing. Pussy ass cat, fuck out of here. Always knock the shit down. Standings. Listen, if you got an X or a Y next to your team name, that means you either in the playoffs or you are a division winner. So, as you can see, I haven't done my top 10 BCS in a while. We're going to get right to that right now. At number 1, holding it down at the number 1 spot, Game of Thrones top team in Game of Thrones 3 right now. It is Ravens, sitting at 14-1. 812 points scored, 387 given up. They're on an 8-game winning streak right now. They did lose a home game to the Cleveland Browns somewhere back around week 4. And then ran off 8 straight. The Cardinals, they have a Y next to their name because they are division winners. No one in that division can top them right now. At 12-2 on a 5-game winning streak, 6 games straight at home. 5-game winning streak, 759 points scored, 355 given up. Giants, the G-Men, the Meadowlands, East Rutherford, 12-2, 676, 306, 6-game winning streak, 5 games at home. One of their losses came at home. These guys are 7-1 on the road as well. They balling hard right now. These guys are balling. It's gonna come down to week 17 between this Eagle team and this Giants team, number 4 on the list. Game of Thrones top 10 teams. 13-2 are the Philadelphia Eagles, 662, 372, 8-game winning streak. They are just as hot as those Ravens right now. 6 games at home, 1 loss at home. 7 wins on the road, 1 loss on the road. Number 5 on the list are the Super Bowl champions, defending Super Bowl champions, D West and those Bears. 11-3, 506, 318, 2-game winning streak. They got 6. They're 6-0 at home, 5-3 on the road. Holding down the number 6 spot, and they are division winners for the 2nd time in a row. So let's crown the divisional champions on their 2nd straight championship in the NFC South, and that's Craig, top tier Craig, 12-3. Those Buccaneers, veteran team Buccaneers, though probably the oldest team in the league, sitting at 12-3, 705, 266. They really not getting scored on that much. They don't give up points. 4-game winning streak, 7-0 at home, 5-3 on the road. At number 7, holding it down right now is Jimbo and those Broncos out there in Denver, 11-3 AFC West right now. They don't have a mark next to their name, but they are right now in the number 2 seed on the playoff tree, but they still have a nice couple of games left for this division to really be considered theirs. They were the division champs last year. They're looking to repeat with the Chargers and the Chiefs right behind their ass. 488, 319. They did lose their last game they played. 6 games home, they lost 2 home. 5 games on the road, they won and lost 1. Number 8, fighting for that number 2 spot, possibly the number 1 spot. The last year's AFC champions, they were the champions after the regular season. They had the number 1 seed. The Dolphins were the AFC champions, though. But the Patriots are sitting at 11-3, 2-game winning streak, 5-2 at home, 6-1 on the road. With a Y next to their name in the AFC South, the Jacksonville Jaguars and Show Glizzy City, Jacksonville. Duval 10-5. They are just lost to the Eagles last night. Said they got their ass kicked by the referees. One of the funniest comments ever, man. 5 games they won at home, 3 on the road. They lost 2 games that way. 5 games home, lost 3 at home as well, but they won 5 on the road as well and lost 1 on the road. Holding down a 10th spot, the Cleveland Browns and Coach Boone right now, City of Cleveland, sitting at 10-5 right now, 643 point score, 507 given up. They are 5-3 home and 5-2 on the road. On the outside looking in, you have our next 5 teams will be the Chiefs, Kansas City 10-4. They in a big time game against the number 2 seed team in our league right now. You got football team at 9-5, Chargers at 9-5, Dolphins at 8-6, Lions and Bills. I went back and watched. I was the one with all the penalties. Who Boone got next? Who Boone got next? I don't know who he got next. Man, I don't know, this fucking lighter ain't just cop out on me. Who knows who Boone got next? And I know my fucking wife took the other one. God damn it. I don't know. Can you help me out there? Help him out, man. He got a guy that's fighting for his life in the playoffs right now. He want to know who the fuck that 9-5, that 10-5 team got next, so he know if he getting in or not. Nothing about.
All right, here we go. Max in the building. Boone got the Chiefs and the Jets next.
If y'all not paying attention to the comment section right now, we got 2 teams that played last night, and they said Philly bought the referees with them and shit in the middle of a war right now. They arguing their asses off. Who Boone got next?
The Chiefs and then the Jets.
Chiefs and the Jets. Jets packed it in for the season, so it's really the Chiefs. And that's a game you need. That's a great game because you need the Chiefs and the Jets. I mean, Chiefs and the Browns to drop some games right now. You know what I'm talking about? Alright, so again, my top 10 teams, real fast, run it down again. Ravens, Cardinals, 2. Giants are 3. Eagles are 4. Bears are 5. Bucks are 6. Broncos are 7. Patriots are 8. Jaguars are 9. Browns are 10. With the Chiefs, football team, Chargers, Dolphins, Lions, and Bills. All with 6 losses and a shot to still, you know, make it to these playoffs and stuff right now. You know what I'm talking about? Guys are playing. Way to do what you do. Alright, so again, here we go. We talked about the AFC. You got the Ravens, Broncos, Patriots, Jags, Browns, Chiefs. And if they don't got a mark next to their name, isn't because they're not going to make the playoffs. It's because they still fighting for their division, as you'll see.
Maximilian is
my friend. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, it's on. That confidence is high in the ceiling right now. Guys is in the cloud. I love it right now. All right, so again, the 1 seed is the Ravens. At 2 right now is the Broncos, but the Patriots are right behind their ass. Jaguars took a loss, so at this point now, the Jaguars will just play spoiler to a couple teams, just to try to get in the way of some things. Other than that, man, I think they should just get prepared and get themselves ready for the playoffs. Simple as that. And to me, I don't think that means sit players. Maybe week 17 start to sit players, but I think they should just be tuning themselves up for the playoffs and play cautious. But nothing really changes with them. As long as they win their division, they have the 4th seed. So they solid. Browns are at 10-5 right now. So, but you got the Chiefs, Chargers, Dolphins, and the Bills are all in the hunt right now for playoff spots right now. On the NFC side, you damn near got 7 of them already in right now with the Cardinals 1st seed, Giants, Eagles, Bears. That's 4 right there. Bucks are 5. Football team sitting at 9-5. Lions 9-6. Now the 49ers, Saints are on the outside looking in. They need miracles to happen, but you never know. Things can happen, but they need miracles to happen for them really to get in the playoffs. Right now, it's looking like the only team that is in question is the 7th seed right now. Maybe the football team too, but I think they're straight. Only having 5. They on a 3-game losing streak though. I think they need to win their next game in the worst way. I mean, if you saw that game against the Bears last night, that football team they don't look like the same team from last year that went on that losing streak. They should have won the game, man. I think their quarterback crossed that line of scrimmage. He crossed the goal line, in my opinion. They called it a fumble. Lost that game 24-28 off of a fluke fumble, in my opinion. I think the refs blew the fucking game. And that's been the theme all last night. Referees playing big parts of these games right now, man. What's going on? But I do think the football team is finding themselves, especially doing what they're doing with a rookie quarterback. I'm very impressed. That's how you go grab a young boy and put him in the mix with the rest of your young boys and got these guys playing at a high level, period, no matter what. Now, the ghost of losing games at the end of the season is still there right now, so they got to get that monkey off their back right there. Other than that, I think they are locked in, though, for the playoffs. Again, the Lions really got to lose, and they will have to lose once, maybe twice for the 49ers to get in, and they have to lose 3 times for the Saints to get in. The North, because there's a few games left, the Ravens have an X next to their name and not a Y. They didn't clinch the division yet right now because there's a couple games left that can change. I think once we advance is over with, they'll have they'll have the division, and they'll be able to call themselves division champions for the 2nd year in a row over there with the mighty Cleveland Browns and dirty ass Ohio teams right now. Bengals got to find a new coach. Steelers looking like their coach getting fired as well. In AFC South, you got the Jaguars 10-5. We're gonna talk about this Colts team. Look at that 5-9 record and think that we think anything negative about this team. I think this team is on a rise right now, and we will be debating this team. Colts, Texans 3-11. They are playing a lot more better than they played last year. I mean, shit, they got rookies running around, a new quarterback over there as well. And they went from the fourth seed in their division to now they're sitting at 3. And the Titans that we will talk about at length too as well. We're going to figure out what's going on with these Titans and what direction should they go on an 8-game losing streak right now. In the AFC East, you got the Patriots are sitting at 11-3, but the Dolphins is the hot team over here. So is the Bills. The Bills is a quiet hot, but the Dolphins is very hot over here right now, man. Pulling it off at the end right now. 5-game winning streak is huge for these Miami Dolphins, man. They're for real. They are for real. Sherman Jackson, I am for real. AFC West, man, is only a 1-game lead over for this division right now, and then the Chiefs got to play the Cardinals. If the Chiefs can beat the Cardinals, it will really do them justice right now. I don't know if that would jump the Broncos though, because they'll have the same record. I think the win late will help them go over top of them, but the Broncos have beaten the Chiefs twice and the Chargers, and the Cardinals. So the Chiefs need to win that Cardinals game. If they win that Cardinals game, I think they really got a really good chance of making the playoffs. If they can win the Chargers or the Browns game, I think they in. And then the Chargers down the stretch. I don't know what their schedule look like, but they still in the mix. I don't know if they can win the division. Both these teams, I think, were swept by the Broncos. Max, find out if the Broncos played the Chiefs twice.
I was about to say I'm already on it.
But I do think the Broncos swept both these teams already, so they looking for an advance, and then they'll be crowned and crowned into the playoffs as well. I think, because they're already the second seed, they can't drop too much farther.
Did Jimbo win this division last year?
Yeah, he won the division last year. It was only him and Rich playing.
Oh yeah, really? Yeah. He played Chiefs once. He split with the Chiefs, won the first one, lost the second one, and he beat the Chargers both times.
All right, so if the Chiefs win against the Cardinals, right, and the Broncos lose to the Patriots, who the Chiefs got his last couple of games? Cardinals, Browns.
The Chiefs have the Cardinals, Browns, and the Titans. And right now they're tied with NFC wins with the Broncos, but the Broncos has one AFC win over them. So,
so they need the Broncos to lose for them to win this division. Serious, simple as that. They can't lose. They got to win out, and they need the Broncos to lose one game. And I think the Chiefs will win this division. All right, and the Chargers are just fighting for their playoff lives right now. They're the 7th seed, and who they finish up with? I think they
Colts and Raiders. Yeah,
so they need their coach to really, man. They need the coach to win, or the Chiefs got to lose twice. They got to lose to the. So the Dolphins is praying for the Dolphins better be cheerleaders to the Cardinals and the Browns game.
And low key the Colts game too, just off the simple fact that's another team out the way. This Colts and Chargers game, yeah.
Right. Look like the Raiders coach will be fired. We got to figure it out. And then NFC North, we got the Bears. They got they're one game away from winning the division, one advance. I mean, and then you still got the Lions fighting for their playoff lives at the 7th seed right now. In the NFC South, the Bucks, Saints is up and coming right now. I think the Falcons even turning it around a little bit. Panthers are coachless still. NFC East, our dog division right now. I told you about this division right now. It was Week 17 will determine their division winner, unless one of them drop a game. Which I don't think. I think we're on week 15 or 16 right now.
We're in 16.
We're in week 16, so the Eagles played.
I gotta play still.
You still gotta play. Who you play?
Play Snake at 1.
Can the Cowboys play spoiler? It ain't an easy run out for you. Cowboys can play spoiler. So there's some situations. So pay attention to that 1 o'clock game. That's very important. I know the Eagles will be tuned to hell in that game. And then you got the 7-7 49ers. Drewski could slip into the playoffs somehow if some things happen. But as of right now, the Cardinals are the Cardinals over here. Everybody else is trying to figure it out. All right, there go your teams, and there go your dreams, and there go what we talk about, yo. All right, man, I want to talk about some hot players. And I'm not talking about hot players. I'm talking about players that we should see on a move next year. That we think that definitely should be traded or should be on a move next year. So we're going to go through positions. So I'm going to start with each team, and we'll start at quarterback first. And this is where we're going to stay at for a second. And I'm going to talk about hot players that should be on a move at the end of the offseason, and what will be a good landing spot for these teams. All right, so let's get to the Bears, and we'll go position out real fast, and we'll start at quarterback. All right, so Justin Fields ain't going nowhere. When Justin Fields' contract come up, do you think he's going to get the house?
The whole house?
He's going to get the
dog house?
Getting it all. Their bloodline serious because Justin is in the league doing it all at quarterback, and they got his younger brother over there for the Baltimore Ravens balling at running back right now. All right, so here's a trade piece, Joe Burrow. Man. Joe Burrow. Can this guy, all right, obviously he won't be in Cincinnati next year. My question is, how hot will he be as a quarterback that either will be on a block or sitting in free agency, one of the two? Because they're not going to pay him for what? Solari is their new guy. So my question would be, if he's on the block, is there anybody worth getting him, or should somebody try to come get him? Or if he's in free agency, what can he do for any of the other 31 teams in the league right now? Do you like him as a guy that'll be available for another team next year, Guns?
Absolutely. I don't think he'll see free agency. I think the Bengals will get a trade done. Even if it's for lower compensation than they would prefer. I still think they'll find a way to get him out of there versus him just walking in the free agency.
I think his problem was not playing season 1 fucked him, because he fucked his value up. Remember, this is one of those guys that went up to a superstar that got dropped because that player tanked. So just off computer playing it, he's a player, he can play. Now, what type of team come get him? A team that's rebuilding, or a team that is right there to either making the playoffs, or right there to either making a push in the playoffs?
I think it's going to be both. I think a possible or a great destination for him would be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. To bring him in to replace Tom Brady.
Now, my thing is this: they drafted their replacement and sat him. Remember, he was one of the only quarterbacks that got drafted that was a top quarterback. He was the number 3 quarterback in the draft, right? They got him over there, and they sat him for a year under, nothing better to do but sit behind a Tom Brady to learn how to play, right? But do you think they pull the trigger there? I mean, I like it. I don't think it's a bad thing.
The only reason I say this is because if his value is lower and you get him for the right deal, you create that quarterback competition. There's nothing wrong with having more than one quarterback to determine who is going to, come behind TB12.
And then that's just, the Bucks are right now, for the last 2 seasons, I would say, even, to still be Super Bowl or bust, and they lose to Tom Brady, would it be better to play the young quarterback, throw him into the fire? He did sit for a whole year, but is it better to play him or bring a Joe Burrow in and play a Joe Burrow, and that keeps that, because they still got a good nucleus of a team, so still a lot of veterans that's still going to be on that team, mixed with some youth. They should make a big run for the playoffs and push, for the Super Bowl again, season 3. Would it be better off with a guy like Joe Burrow, or can they keep the engine running the same way with a rookie quarterback? Because even though he'll be in the second year, he's going to be a rookie on the field.
Well, I know it's easy for people to think that it's all about the running game, and the running game will be able to supplement the loss of Tom Brady. I don't think so. I think at this point Joe Burrow is considered a veteran. So even if you go with the young guy, you still bring in the vet to assist with his further development and the pushing.
And I don't think people realize, like, it's not easy to play a rookie quarterbacks, bro. It might, some guys might make it look like it's easy, but it's not, because there's certain things. And then, like, the Bucks, people probably say, nah, they can use the young quarterback because they're a running team. But, like, in their big games that they won, they had to throw the ball, and they did it at a high level. And you only can do that with a quarterback like Tom Brady. And can you still get that same type of shit in the passing game with a guy who, who's learning, and eventually will be a player in this league that we'll consider a top player eventually. But I think Joe Burrow is proven. Joe Burrow's only problem is he just got benched, bro. He just wasn't that coach's guy. Simple as that. Joe Burrow should be really being talked amongst the league as a top quarterback.
Now, I'm going to add a little pressure right here. I also consider the Giants as a possible destination for Joe Burrow, to put him behind Russ and have that heir apparent, because right now they have 2 quarterbacks over the age of 30.
Right.
And it's unpredictable how they're going to stay from year to year, especially with some of these guys just retiring out of the blue. You can be undefeated, and these guys are just saying, you know what, I'm done, or they're refusing to play. So
I
So I think that's
completely
something
like
they can
that
look
for the
into.
Giants move because the Giants are hot right now, right? And they turned their fortunes around by grabbing Dangerous, right? Like you said,
Hmm.
aging Dangerous. So with their move, would be they'll have to go get a rookie quarterback. And the moment they get that rookie quarterback, who knows if he's going to be ready to be a day one starter or not? But you know it will be a drop off and growing pains with a rookie quarterback. So the Giants will be great with Joe Burrows in the mix right now. And I still think they can still draft a rookie quarterback and have Joe Burrows over there and getting ready for Dangerous to retire. Let him just develop these guys, and you go with Joe Burrow and you do exactly what the Bucks did last year. Get your quarterback sitting behind a player and let him learn for a year before you put him into the fire. Because when you playing
This
hot
is
like this, you do not want that one position to kill you. Look what happened to the Dolphins at first.
right, this is a luxury of playing with your team from day one. You already have the core of your team that's already there. So those veteran teams or those teams that don't need a lot, this is where instead of just flooding your team with just rookies all over the place, this is where you can use a few picks here and there
Hmm.
and add a Joe Burrow and still come in and add a young quarterback
Hmm.
and it not mess with your team at all because
Hmm.
it's already built.
Yep. Yep, already built, and your question will be at the quarterback position. So, shit. You can't say it no better, bro. That's a hell of a destination. Anywhere else that we see Joe Burrows can go,
Same division, Dallas Cowboys. If they
boy.
have given up on Dak Prescott.
The only problem
If
about the Cowboys, in my opinion, is I just don't think that Joe Burrow is the type of quarterback they're looking for. These guys want to be able to have a running quarterback. They want to have a quarterback that can move around and run RPO shit. They want to run the Boomcat offense. Simple as that. So as much as I can see that, I just don't see him being a style. Like they're looking for the fastest quarterback in the draft. Bottom line.
And I mean that's fine. I mean, but they went and they built their wide receivers to be jump ball guys.
Hmm.
So Joe Burrow is somebody that you can build and build towards being the type of quarterback that you need. Or do you really want to bring a rookie in there in that division with all those defenses that you're going to face? Do you really want to put a rookie in there?
And man, look, bro, you hitting on all cylinders right now. But what I'm gonna say again is, I know the coach. The coach ain't playing with no 83 speed quarterback. That's why Dak Prescott ain't intriguing to him. He want a guy that he can run powers with, quarterback shit with, and have him in the offense as a runner as well. Guy that can roll out and do some things with speed to take off. I think that's what they looking for. That's what they want, and because of that, I think they will miss out on something like a Joe Burrow that can really. Because what we talked about, I think they should bring Dak Prescott back, but I think they're gonna put their resources on a guy with the most, whoever got the highest speed that's available at quarterback, whether it's through the draft or free agency. He's grabbing that quarterback.
I just don't think that for that division, if that's smart. If he
Right.
really wants to do that and he's really insisted on getting a faster quarterback, then call the Texans and ask him about Jalen Hurts.
Pretty much. And my thing is, like you said, you don't want to put too much of a gap between the other three teams in that division, and the way they are all built right now, they all are a step ahead of you, and you don't want to it would be smart to do exactly what you're talking about, a Joe Burrow. I just think more on the terms of, why bring in a Joe Burrow when you could just go ahead and bring franchise tag Dak? Go ahead and get your fast quarterback, bring him up under Dak, and allow Dak to go forward with this team for a year or two, franchise him for 2 more seasons or something like that. You know what I'm saying? To keep Dak in the building with a superstar on him and shit, and fat and has dual threat capability. Might not be the fastest quarterback you want, but he can do some things running the ball at the quarterback level. And as you can see, we know he can throw the ball to that kid Tree Owens. So I think they will be probably better off with just keeping Dak. And giving him that $20 million for a season, or $13 million, whatever the cap going to be for a franchise tag, and allow Dak to. And then now, again, you can do it the Giant, like on some Giant shit. Keep Dak, bring in a rookie quarterback, let that guy develop a little bit, and then then when you're done franchise tagging Dak, you could bring that guy in. But you don't, like you said, you don't want to go with a rookie quarterback and looking for speed, chasing that around for a rookie quarterback in that division, because that division, they all ready to go, and they ready to win for a couple more seasons, easy right now. So I agree.
And I got another team.
I'm listening.
Burn out, burn out, burn out, burn out. The LA Rams. They can use Joe Burrow.
I'd love that.
LA,
big city of dreams and everything in LA. JoJo's dream will be a great fit for them. Great fit for them. Again, you look at what he did in free agency. He went and found the fastest 2 quarterbacks available. I just think some guys just got their mindset on having a fast quarterback, and then you get them and you don't even use them in that way. So, for example, let's go look at what he did. And then let me ask you this. Okay, JoJo comes in and you can, you gotta I like that. I like JoJo coming in, right? But you go get Tyler Huntley, a young quarterback, 88 speed, 88 excel. He goes and get Marcus Mariota, 88 speed, 90 excel. If you look at what he did with Tyler Huntley, sometimes I ask myself, why do guys chase fast quarterbacks for? Like, why is that the big thing? Oh my God, he fast, we go get him. What makes that the itch that everybody, got a lot of guys go after? Then when they get that fast quarterback, they don't use him on the ground at all.
Right. And I've never known the Rams user to be a scrambler like that. So I think what he did was he took the best that was available, and he used that escapability to try to see if maybe he can buy some additional time. But we know that this guy loves to run the football.
Right.
He likes certain passes, whether it's drags, whether it's crossers. He likes to make certain kinds of throws. So you want to get a better quality running back, and you can't have your starting quarterback can't be on one nudge.
And then throwing, in 51 attempts running the ball, 289 yards rushing, not really using him as a runner. 65.5 QB rating. He threw 17 touchdowns, 33 picks, 20 sacks. I'm not sold on it. Although I think Tyler Huntley deserved the opportunity to see if he could be a starting quarterback. This will be a great situation for Joe Burrow, bro. Like, flat out great situation for Joe Burrow, because that team is still built good enough right now to make a push to become, third or second in their division and possibly make a playoff run. And, why not bring a quarterback that's ready to go right now in the mix? So I like that. That's a hell of a spot too for him, for Joe Burrow. Burrow got some landing spots right now that I think that he can, really benefit from.
I got 2 more teams that's on
and
the
I'm
list.
listening like a motherfucker. Let's go.
The next one, let's go to New England. How happy are the Patriots with their young quarterback?
Mac Jones.
Yeah, how happy are they with Mac Jones?
And you know what? That's a great point to bring up, because it's a difference between being satisfied and because that's what you got, right, versus what you really want. So in my opinion, I like that too. But I will say this. You started off with a young quarterback. He's kind of your franchise guy right now. I don't know if the Patriots are completely sold on him, but they're trying to be sold on him. So let me ask you this. The effort that they're having when it comes down to Mac Jones and the things that they actually are trying to do with him. They're throwing the ball out. They almost got 2,000. I think they do got 2,000-yard receivers over there. And Mac Jones he's been developing, he's growing, he's playing well. 2 seasons in a row. I mean, he's fighting for his division and being a playoff team. So I'm not mad if they keep him and go forward with it. My question is Joe Burrow an upgrade from Mac Jones at this point right now?
That's for, if it's low cost, that's for that team to find out. To me, on paper, he already presents himself as a better option for the Patriots, but I know the Patriots have their system, the way they like to run. There's nothing wrong with quarterback competition. And at the end of the day, if the young kid is still able to hold off, and you barely paid anything for that quarterback, it's still a win-win for your organization.
All right, so I'm gonna push back a little bit. I would rather keep a Mac Jones and Teddy Bridgewater on this team. I think the better quarterback is already on this team right now. And I think if he had this quarterback early off, then we wouldn't even be seeing Mac Jones playing this year. I think he'd have gave Mac another year to go ahead and, hold the clipboard and develop. Teddy Bridgewater is sitting on his roster right now, and the one game he played, he had a magnificent game throwing to Mike Evans and the kid out of Baltimore.
Now, if they're going to invest, which both of us are fans of Teddy in this league. If they are going to invest, they have what they need. But I think that if you're looking, Joe Burrow is still only 25 years old.
Right. That's the upside.
And, he's not going to cost you a lot, and you can bring him into a situation where you can definitely develop him and project him forward.
Me personally, if I'm the Patriots, I'm more like this. I'm not giving shit for no Joe Burrow pick wise, but if that man don't sign Joe Burrow or bring him back in the fold, he goes to free agency. I'm willing to go ahead and get him out of free agency and keep all three of these quarterbacks on the team and really let them go through a vigorous training camp and see who's the guy. I think the Patriots need their draft picks. Here's why. They didn't have none last year. They had like a third, and then they fucking had 2 7s. So they got to get back in the mix of being able to put some youth around this team. They already was an aging team. They did get younger, but they still need to better, I think, build through the draft right now. And I would think that they shouldn't, in my opinion, make a trade for a Joe Burrow. I think they should see if he doesn't get traded by anything, because you don't lose anything. You still got Mac, and you still got Teddy Bridgewater. You can go pick him up or sign him to a 1-year deal, or something along those lines, and you keep those 2 quarterbacks on your team. And if Burrow happens to be there in free agency, you make a push for him that way. And now you got a 3-man battle. One of them get cut if at the end of the day, if you don't, whatever guy that doesn't become the starter, the other one's a backup, I guess, because you're not going nowhere. Mac Jones, he is the future of this team still, no matter how you look at it. But I do think Mac Jones is not. I don't think they're satisfied with it. So that's why I like your idea of a Joe Burrow being here. Who's your other team you're talking about?
I had just so everybody know, in my notes for Joe Burrow, I had low risk, high reward. Right. So if the cost is low, and you're not basically losing anything, the reward can only be it can only be high. Right. Now the last team, unfortunately, when I had my notes on Joe Burrow at the time, we actually had we had somebody in place, but it was the Carolina Panthers to bring in a Joe Burrow versus the the kid that they already have. I forgot his name, Sam Darnold. Darnold.
And you know what, Guns? Your notes is on point, bottom line. All right, but my debate to that will be this. Whoever comes in and gets this Panthers team will be coming in as a new coach. You already know how I feel about new coaches. They're going to go get their guy, period. So they don't have nothing to lose. They don't need to get a Joe Burrows to win now to upgrade from Sam Darnold. They can keep Sam Darnold on his roster knowing he ain't the quarterback going forward. They draft the best quarterback on the draft. Why? Because they will have the #1 pick in the draft. They go get their quarterback ASAP, and they start their franchise that way. So when they had a coach, I seen what you're saying. I love the notes. But now that their coach's been fired, they're bringing in a whole new personnel group, GM, coach, all that. It's time. They'll probably have to go through the draft, get their guy, and that guy will be a starter day one.
Well, let me push back on that again. I'm going to push right back.
Okay.
Why are you going to waste the years of Christian McCaffrey by bringing in a rookie quarterback?
All right.
Why are you going to waste, these wide receivers that you got? You got DJ Moore, you got Robbie Anderson, all these guys that are 25 and up. Why are you going to waste their years bringing in a rookie that's going to take you, a couple of seasons to get him in the form?
Right. So then my answer to that debate, my pushback to that would be they're not invested in none of those guys on this roster right now. Their job is to come in and build their team to their liking. So those guys are there because they have to be there. But those guys aren't the future for this team. So you'll probably see whoever takes this Panthers team, you'll probably see them go get a running back, quarterback, and a receiver in this draft, all in the same draft. And that right there, if that happens, they're telling you they're not invested in nobody on this roster right now. Christian McCaffrey is only 26 years old, so
Right.
you still got about a 3 to 4 year window with this guy. So even if that's just the luck of the draw. Y'all was ass. Y'all coach got fired. Y'all got the number 1 pick in the draft. But we saw the Lions do exactly that with the number 1 pick. Get themselves a franchise quarterback, get a couple players in the draft, and turn their fortunes around. And they looking like they gonna be in the playoffs this year. Why not the Panthers? You know what I'm saying? Because you're not invested into what's on your roster. You're invested to, like, when you come in, and whatever coach and GM come in, they're gonna sit down. They're gonna be like, who are we going forward with? So then I'll ask you this: is McCaffrey a player that they're gonna go forward with when they still got a young Chuba Hubbard right here, sitting right beneath him? Is McCaffrey a player that they go forward with, or do they come in and try to get rid of a McCaffrey and try to wiggle some things into picks and whatever?
Well, first of all, if somebody comes in and takes over that team and they don't see McCaffrey as the future of their team, I'm going to step outside of Madden. I'm going to get my real job. I'm going to take a disability claim for them because they're out of their damn mind.
Right. But if I'm coming in here, McCaffrey getting sold for everything right away, and I'm going right through the draft, you feel me? So then you just got to come to me on some real shit, you feel me? Because I'm offing him in a worse way. See ya, who want McCaffrey? Anybody out there? Let me know. Let me know. And I'm building my team to the way I want it to be, not to what I came into. Even though McCaffrey is the centerpiece of this team, no matter who comes in and coach this team, you're 100% right. I agree. But, if you're being a smart GM, why not get 3 players in the pick, or 2 players in the pick, or 3 picks in the player? You know what I'm saying? Like, something.
Or if you really want to be a smart GM, and there's no shot at you, why not sell that number 1 pick? Go bring in a quarterback that's already built to win right now. You got a team that's built to win right now. Trade back in the draft. Bring in the type of players that the Philadelphia Eagles brought in, or that Max and the Giants that they brought in. Why go to the top of the draft when you got a valuable pick that has the level of value, not the exact level, but the type of value that you can get, and you can still keep a McCaffrey. You can still keep this offense together.
Or you got leverage like that. Let's move that number 1 pick, move back, do whatever you got to do to get capitalized on more players and picks and all that, and add McCaffrey to the mix of that. And now you doubling up because you getting a first-round pick from McCaffrey. You're not going to come in and get a first-round pick, but you know what I mean. You're getting first-round capital back for Christian McCaffrey, and you moving back in the draft where you don't lose a first round. You just moving back in the draft, gaining more capital. And that's 2 situations that can get you somewhere between 6 players somehow, whether it's draft picks or players.
I don't know. To me, I'm not going to move an X factor running back at 26 years old and hand off to a guy named Chuba. I'm not handing off to no damn Chuba.
I think both y'all is hitting. It just depends on the premise of development, how confident you are as a GM. If this new coach that comes in can sit down and look at their team and say, we're X a years amount away, I think he can move a Christian McCaffrey, because I see where Ant's coming from. Now, if this team doesn't know how far they are, I think you have no right in your damn mind to move Christian McCaffrey if you don't know how far you are away from actually being able to compete against that Bucs team in the NFC South. Because it always starts with the vision first and then exterior second.
And then they go off of what Guns is saying. What coach is going to come in and say, I'm not planning on winning as soon as I come in, I'm winning. But they trying to win no matter what type of team they got or built. So, with that being said, then Christian McCaffrey is the person that will get you those wins. Period. So I get that. But if you really, remember, everything's a marathon, not a race. So if you on that marathon, right, we'll play 10 seasons easily in this league, right? And you come in season 1 and you make some power moves to be able to get yourself in position. Again, I think those 2 players, and we're just talking about those 2 players, the first round pick and Christian McCaffrey, got to look at that as players. can turn his team into six more players, and possibly even more, no matter if it's draft picks or players they go get with those two pieces that they can move on the chessboard. It will get them 6 starters somehow, some way, if they move right. And that's all about what type of GM we see on this team when they get there. But I like that. I do think it works either way, though. But you're right. The major thing is, man, dude, why would you sit on that first overall when you can move back, still have a first round pick, and gain so much capital off of that alone? I'm just greedy. I'm thinking move Christian too, and now you know what I mean. I would love to go get me 6 players six players that are my players for a pick and 2 and one player. You know what I'm saying?
If I gotta get past the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I'm not doing with anybody else but Christian McCaffrey. I'm not trading Michael Jordan just to bring in DJ Armstrong. I'm not doing that.
I feel you. I feel you. But then I'll come in and be like, let me look at my division, and I'm looking at the division, and I'm saying, are the Bucks really that good, or are they just everybody over here not that good with them? Can I push the Bucks now with this roster the way it is, or do I have to really create some buzz over here to be able to challenge the Bucks team right now? I like it. I like either way. All 3 ways of moving can work for whoever this new coach is going to be. But it goes back to, would Joe Burrow be the perfect fit for this team? He's an upgrade from Sam Darnold right away.
I think he gets his own island.
You got a veteran presence. You got a good young wide receiver core. You still got a young X factor quarterback. You got a 90 speed tight end. You know, I say, you know, you off the number 1 pick, and see what capital, see what you can bring in, and then let that haul that you get from trading back, then you can evaluate the rest of your roster and see, do you want to make another move off of that.
Let me ask you this: if you came into this team, would you play with your roster right now as is, and maybe just try to move some of your picks around to get more picks, and play with your roster as is, or would you be on some, I want my type of players in here right away, so I'm gonna start looking at some of the best players on this team and see if I want to go forward with them or not?
Well, I mean, the team is still basically young. I mean, even when you go down to the to the O line, they got things off of the draft. They had a very, very good draft, last year.
Hell of a draft to compete, man. Listen, that draft was off the hook last year for them.
So it just depends on. I would start with what could I bring in at quarterback, because the rest of the roster is ready to compete now. So I would start with the quarterback position.
So can this team win? Can this team legitimately draft a quarterback at 1, put him into the fire, and push for that division? Is that possible?
It's possible.
The Saints are playing better football.
Great football. So are the Falcons. Yeah. Falcons are playing better too.
Yeah, the Falcons got better. So it's like Tampa Bay is already hitting on all cylinders. I just don't know if I look at them kind of like the way I look at Dallas Cowboys. Can you really
afford to do
throw a rookie into that type of fire?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. You're throwing them into a house already on fire. Like that's a lot to ask.
I mean, going back to the Cowboys, if they decide to move, a Dak Prescott. I mean, there's quarterbacks that could be.
I think Dak Prescott would be a great move for the Panthers.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. You got Dak Prescott. You got Baker Mayfield that's rumored to be moving.
Imagine that. That'd be the first thing I'd do. I'll come get a Baker. Before Dak. Even I'll come get a Baker before Dak.
Right.
Shit, even the Aaron Rodgers, bro.
Bro, you deal with them. You deal with the Cleveland Browns and push back. You know what I mean? Look, bro. I need. I'll swap firsts with you, but I need your third. I need your fourth.
You're going to give up something else.
I need your third, fourth, and I need a player or 2 off this roster. You know what I mean? You're going to have to come up off the house to go from, potentially a playoff team up to number 1. You got to come up off of something. Like, that shit got to be coming up off of shit. I gave up 3 picks and a player to get there.
And based off the moves that I heard him try to make before, that he's openly admitted that he tried to make,
he's willing to give it up. Yeah, he's willing to get a
Yeah.
house up. He was trying to get Sidney Cake, and he was ready to get a house up for him. So you're
Mm-hmm.
100% right. Shit, I don't know who the coach is going to be, but that would be something that, really, because then what happens is you bring a Baker Mayfield in, right? And you bring yourself a superstar quarterback in, and this team's ready to compete right now. They have a really good roster. This is a really good football team sitting over here, and they're ready to compete right now. Within that division, you know what I'm saying? So, and then whatever else they add to it is just, man, they're in a good situation. This Panther team is a really good team to come into, especially sitting with the #1 pick. You got the luxury to do some things. So, I like it, man. And the funny thing is
with all them Joe Burrow joints.
every last one of them, he was on point
last one of
like
them,
cactus right now. And the crazy thing was with the next team, the next quarterback I was great talk about that we know that is not going to be in the starting quarterback. Rather, he got to wait and hold him on his roster and draft a quarterback, or he can make a trade like we talked about. But Baker Mayfield, why isn't the Browns satisfied with a Baker Mayfield? What'd you say?
I was talking to my roommate. That's why I was on mute. I think that Baker. Well, actually, let Guns go. He's on a fucking roll. I want to cap off of Guns what he says.
Well, I mean, we all know, anybody who knows Boone, it don't matter how many discs you go back. I mean, we can go back 4 or 5 discs. I mean, his MO is always the same. Mobility at the quarterback position, speed at the quarterback position is what ignites his offense.
And I just think Baker Mayfield doesn't bring him that. Now, I think if he was, Baker, and then at the end of the year, Baker Mayfield will be an X Factor quarterback, right? That's the so whoever's getting him getting X Factor at that, so his value goes up. But even the Browns, if they had to keep him, X Factor changes things too over there. But it's just he doesn't fit the style of play that the coach has over there, man. What he's trying to do over there. Sometimes it look like Nick Chubb don't fit their style of play over there. You know what I'm saying? Like they got that Boone Cat offense is different, and not no one can duplicate that shit really on what he does over there. And for it to be successful and for you to really reach the heights you want to reach, you do need that type of player at quarterback. And I think it's crazy because we're hearing this in real life. The rumors around the Cleveland Browns is Baker Mayfield is holding that team down, and you're hearing it on the game as well. He's the reason why this team right now can't do the things that they want to do. This is the reason why they're losing big games with one of the best rosters in the league, and they're losing big. Big. They're getting their asses kicked in situations right now, and I think it all starts with Baker Mayfield. Because everywhere else they got 2 players to match anybody's other players. Simple as that. They got 2 at each position that they can use that's better or just as good as somebody's #1 player. Great offensive line. They got a fucking monster of a front 4 on defense. Their secondary is lights out. Their linebacker core is up and coming great. What else? Their receiving core is probably one of the better receiving cores in the league. They got everything over to Odell, and it sucks because Baker just doesn't like Odell Beckham for whatever reason right now. He's another player that if I'm somebody that need a receiver to come snatch up out of the Browns to help their youth grow, imagine Odell Beckham on the Dolphins roster right now.
I don't want to imagine that.
Oh my God.
I don't want to imagine that. No,
Boy.
it would be. He would spell. Oh God, yeah, nah.
Imagine that.
Yeah,
Imagine that.
that'd be pretty.
Imagine that shit, bro. Where else can Baker Mayfield land? I mean, we can cycle through every team that we named for Joe Burrow. I mean, it still fits.
It still fits for every team, but a team maybe.
I think Baker needs to go to a team that's ready to win in the playoffs right now.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. So it kind of chokes it up to maybe a. Well, I can't even say the Cowboys.
Here you go.
The Cowboys are looking for mobility. They're looking for mobility too.
Yeah,
but
they're not. I mean, I wouldn't be scratching. I just think the Cowboys need to keep Dak Prescott for one more season, franchise tag him, and try to find Derek through the draft, and go forward that way and give him a year to develop, or you don't throw him into the fire. But if you look at the playoff tree, and you look at the team sitting in the playoffs right now. Let me ask you this: is Boone stuck with Baker Mayfield?
He's coming off contract, so it's like a make or break. This is 4th year.
Yeah. I mean, one thought that I had, could you imagine if
I could see Baker Mayfield in the New York Giants uniform. That's probably it.
I was just about to say that if they can afford to pay him,
maybe the Bucks too.
The quarterback.
Oh
I can see him as a Buck. I can see him as a Buck too.
In the AFC, I don't see him going nowhere. Maybe the Broncos. Maybe the Broncos.
Maybe, but Tua. I don't know if they're complaining about Tua, and he's on Superstar. I don't know if they're complaining about Tua. I don't know. So
if you're looking at the teams that's in the playoffs right now, no. Even the teams that's not in the playoffs looking to get into the playoffs. Oh, let me see that picture real fast. No, because you got the Saints. They got their young quarterback. The Dolphins, they made us shut up with their quarterback, right? So they kind of comfortable there.
49ers got Trey Lance. Still young. Still got, like, hella time. Shit. I
mean, the teams are running out.
The Rams could be like a Stafford situation.
Like I said, the Rams, yeah.
Yeah, they got the defense.
Everybody that I named for Joe Burrow besides the Cowboys because of scheme fit, I could easily see.
Nah, yeah, you can you can go right over the same thing, and then just upgrade if you get Baker Mayfield over Joe Burrow anyway because of his superstar ability, and he'll be an X factor at the end of the year, top 3 quarterback in passing right now. So he'll go up. So you get an X factor, and he young as shit, right? So. But I just think his time is worn out. And Cleveland, the problem is, can Cleveland make a move for to get big? I think the Cleveland Browns need to be watching whoever's going to take over this Panthers team. What's going on, Falky? Whoever's going to take over this Panthers team, the Cleveland Browns should be right away on speed dial waiting for them to come in the league and say, I'm the Panthers coach, and then go right at him for Baker Mayfield.
And the Rams also,
too.
if you got to deal with the Cardinals, if you got to deal with the Niners, and you got to and
they do need somebody prevalent right now
to win right now. If you want to compete, you better get your X factor quarterback.
And I think I could say the same as far as being me and my G-man and the Bucks. Baker was somebody we tried to acquire before going after Russ. So it's not far-fetched to see 2 caliber teams that have high caliber quarterbacks right now. They don't want too much of a drop off. Even with the Bucks having that young guy underneath, that's still a hell of a drop off from a Thomas Brady. Us having dangerous, man, we're gonna need somebody
to be able to get that type of quarterback. You got to be able to have a team already where where you can't worry. You don't worry about some of the draft picks you have to give up to get them. You have to have a team that you can, that's really literally that piece away from, continue your dynasty or continue the success you have, or even take you over the home. But I like the Rams. I think the Rams, if it ain't the new Panthers coach, the Rams should be looking to get a Baker Mayfield ASAP.
I love the Rams because I think that Boone would actually take a look at, like, hey, well, send me Hundley, and let me see what I can do with that 88 speed.
Yep, I can see that. I could see that here, Baltimore Ravens fan. So I could see that, bro. I could literally see him playing with a Huntley, because playing with a Huntley is like getting a rookie that sat behind there, that sat for 3 seasons. Simple as that. That's all it is. Same type of that. When you get a rookie quarterback, you're getting a Huntley. Simple as that. Only difference is, if you get a good one, you might get a guy on Superstar. You know what I'm saying, versus him being normal right now. No doubt
about if he believes in his style of play, he can do exactly what
he wants to do. But I think if he
quarterback from to star and then the superstar.
But now answer me this though, Guns. And if he goes and gets a Huntley, somebody that's been kind of backup or a sketch role, or a rookie, you can't let go of a Chubb, right? You got to kind of lean on him a little bit more, right? And
you got to use Chubb way more. You got to use Chubb how you used him in year 1, where he was somewhere between 20 to 25 carries a game. You got to use Chubb completely, and I think that if he used Chubb how he used him in the games he needed to use him in, we wouldn't even be talking about a Baker Mayfield as much as we are right now. Simple as
Yeah.
that. So, yeah. But if you bring in a Huntley or you go get a rookie quarterback, whatever the Browns do, they have the strong enough team to be able to get away with it because they're doing it right now. They're getting away with not playing with the quarterback they want right now, and and still winning a high
Game.
amount of games right now. So. I think a Huntley would be a perfect fit for them because of who he is. He's coming from the Baltimore Ravens team. He has the great speed, and it'd be like playing with a rookie quarterback year one anyway. You know what I'm saying? Again, the only difference is you need you need him to get some type of ability on him as fast as possible. How do you take him from a normal to a superstar? Because even with a superstar, you only got two tiers open, right? And it's developing. It's going to be faster. But you really need them to that 90 threshold and X factor to really be legit. And you're losing that because you worked your ass off with Baker Mayfield this year. He's going to be an X factor at the end of the season, and you're still not satisfied with a Baker Mayfield right now.
That's my yeah, that's my downfall about the situation. When you said is he going to be stuck with him? I was thinking in that sense he would think you would be, but I think the play style and the coaching might overrule just the personnel at this sense. Which is a little bit unfortunate, honestly.
All right, so Max, we're going to debate right now. Show Guns will be back in a few minutes. Me and you going to debate right now. I want to talk about the Colts football team right now.
All right.
And my debate is, the first question is this: are they up and coming on a rise right now, or are they who we think they are?
Let me get into this. Off the initial thought, I feel like they're up and coming. Still a little stuck in their ways as far as the coaching style, but I think they're starting to see some things, and I truly think the quarterback is actually going to be their guy for the long haul. I get into this schedule. Let me go look.
The talent is there. Is the coaching? Is the coaching rising to the point where they can win this division? Bottom line, or are we gonna see the Jaguars win this division every year?
I think the Jaguars will dominate the division, just because of the coaching decisions as far as the way that they use the talent. JT had a good year. A guy like JT had a good year, and you see him get a supreme drop off. To the point where it was even talked about that they should possibly move JT. Then you get word from the coach that JT is not going anywhere, but they don't put any usage towards him. They get a receiver out of what's his name? What's the
draft?
Name? Yeah, they get a receiver out of draft. They moved Paris Campbell, which made me thought the receiver was going to get high praise and they were going to get effectiveness out of Michael Pittman, but I've been seeing Michael Pittman's been scoring. I've been seeing more of a kind of keep it safe offense, which when I feel like you make moves for young guys, yeah, you want to keep it safe, but you got to press the fire. You got to see if these young guys are really going to be working for you down the long haul, or if they're just wasted picks. You got Daz Newsome and Tatum, these young guys that they're both kind of the same receivers, so it just I'm questioning the coaching choices as far as what are they doing with these weapons. You got
all right. So then again, is this a good GM over here, or they just get good draft players because they pick in the top 10 every year?
At this point, I'm debating that they're just getting good draft players, honestly, because the production is not. I mean, out of Adai, let me go look at their overall stats when we got the schedule. Out of Adai and some defensive guys, these receivers aren't really getting put to a standard of you let go of a Paris Campbell to go get a receiver, and then you're not capitalizing kind of off the receiver. Not even looking at wins and losses, because rookie quarterback, that shit happens. You're relying on your defense more, you're relying on the run game more, and now you're using a rookie running back. But you got Tatum is leading the pack, but then Newsome's under 500, Pittman's under 500 at 6'4". The tight end's not getting poked at really. Granson's still, taking. It looks like Granson's taking subpar snaps from Jack Doyle, and Granson, he was doing well with last year. So it's just I don't really see the consistent flow on offense, at least, to follow up to be able to match what the Jaguars are doing on offense, because the Jaguars are doing more backdoor than just Etienne. They got fucking Diggs. They got Trevor, a true number one, and they got the other young bull receiver that they got, Chark. They got Diggs and they got Chark, and they got Etienne. You know, back to shitting. You know, the Colts have a good defense, but this offense has got to be able to go out there and get wins, and that's what I'm struggling to see at this point, honestly.
I think they're being coached a lot better. This coach is taking steps forward. But it comes down to production, man. Like, you can't have no matter how you get in the talent, it's talent over here, a lot of it too. And they're making pretty good moves when they do trade. And you know, again, whether it's top 10 players or whatever the case may be, the players are here right now. I don't like the fact that they shut. And we can't really say they shut Jonathan Taylor down.
They didn't shut him down. I'm looking at it now. He's got 600 yards, 6 touchdowns.
My question is, your rookie quarterback became an X factor the moment you got out of preseason. So at that point, I think he looked at him as he's the new guy. The problem was this: Jonathan Taylor at superstar, we're looking at a 91 overall back. Yeah. That means his threshold, he's met the threshold already. That means this guy should really have still been a leading ball carrier over there.
I just think the
production really should have went through him. Yeah. And then, you know, the guy that got the most carries over here is an 81 overall. So therefore, what is he using? Nothing. He doesn't have any abilities that he really using right now. Because he doesn't have a high enough threshold. He's not to that 85 threshold yet. So, in my opinion, it's nothing wrong with what he did with him, though. But to get wins, you got to put your best players in the situation to win for you. And we probably should have seen more carries than 107 and 217 with a rookie quarterback. This team should have been a run-first football team with that offensive line that they have. They should have been a run-first football team, throw when they have to. And allow their defenses to win games for them because their offense ain't losing games for them. So I think they're making those steps and strides because you do see the receiver. This is new for him, where you got a guy that's going to finish probably with 1,000 yards, 10 and double-digit touchdowns.
I like the
right?
rookie's production. I was just thrown off by, like, you know what I'm saying. He got him and Newsom. They're kind of the same build, as you can like see. I was just kind of thrown off by it because of the simple fact, you know what I'm saying. The same build just had me thinking that he was going to move the offense a little bit differently, maybe do the tight ends or maybe get Pittman more involved, just because of he's 6'4", the frame. But I definitely like the rookie production, and he did good with Granson year one. So and Granson only has like 17 catches this year, so it was just like I was thrown off of like why did we stop going with the guys that we were going year one in the year two look. But I think he's definitely like I don't think the rookie quarterback's doing bad at all. That's why I think this is gonna be their guy. For real. Took a lot of sacks.
But see, Mike's problem is this: Mike don't have football smarts like most guys do. Mike think he has the football smarts. Mike don't see the field the way other guys see the field. Mike don't see the game the way other guys see the game. And I think he has to really become a student of the game, right? And he has to find a way to learn how to play the game and mix it with real football to be able to be more successful. Again, I had a talk with him. I seen him, play Boone to the point where he should have won the ball game, and then when he had to go win the ball game or go tie the ball game up, he just didn't understand how to do it, right? He didn't understand. He couldn't process what Boone was actually doing defensively, and what he was giving him. Look, we saw his running back butt naked for the game winner, for the game tire, and his square receiver butt naked on 2 out of the 3 plays he threw to the middle of the field to his tight end for whatever reason when he was in the red zone trying to score with seconds left. Clicking on usering things like that, understanding why this play works, things like that. The better he get at those, and he sit and start to learn these things from the guys that he's on headset with, he'll get better at playing the game, because he's going to always put a good team together. He understands that part of it, the outside part of the football game. He knows that part. But until he really start putting the work in and understanding, why he's calling this play, or why this play works the way it do, or why this coverage is good to call during this down, like he got to be able to start processing that part of the game for him to take that next stride to be better. And until then, I don't think he really will push Shoguns yet for this division. But does he have the will to get better? He's doing it right now. So we seeing him playing better football right now. And because of that, I think the will is there. And depends on how fast he processes things will determine what this team is going to do, because they have a really good roster right now, and they should be giving the Jaguars an issue over each season, to the point where they should be fighting for this division. Do you think he can change it within the next 2 seasons, though, or do you think it's going to take a longer time?
I think the next 2 seasons would be the better window, because the guys he brought in, the guys he brought in from this class, and the moves he made by trading, he got the extra pick for Darius Leonard, he reestablished the young line. His line is going to be good for the next 2 years. I think he'll be at a pivotal point in these next 2 years before he has to kind of do a reset. This is speaking from me being the Colts, and just kind of like, every 2 to 4 years, every 3-4 years, you're kind of going to have a reset at some positions in your roster, very vital positions in your roster. And the Jaguars, their GM is going to stay sharp and steady on that shit. So, you don't want to have to be a step behind. You want to kind of get a step ahead within these first 2 years on the Jaguars, let them know you're here. So I hope he can get it done, these next 2 years. I feel like next year, after the rookie quarterback isn't a rookie no more, that's where, you should see some good things going with the double backs, the good wide receivers, get some more 1,000-yard, maybe another 1,000-yard guy, get the emergence of Granson maybe, and some other shit, and then the draft class included, because, Mike know how to draft, so he gonna hit whatever he needs to have a sharp year next year, honestly.
I think he should be really locked into his division first. He got to find a way to change things in his division before he can do anything else. And I think that would be a great place to start at, right? Why wouldn't it be? All right, Jaguars have won the division 2 years in a row. I've beaten the Jaguars, but I haven't consistently beaten the Jaguars. I've beaten every team in my division. How do I consistently push the Jags for that number 1 spot? Well, you got to lock into your vision. First of all, you got to master what everybody else in your division is doing, far as GMing and on the field. Then you got to better master what you're doing and GMing. When you GMing, you got to master how to make all your pieces work on the field. And then you got to work very, very tirelessly hard. You got to be like nonstop when you get time on this game, and you in chat hanging with motherfuckers and all that. You should be doing something to be working on your game.
Yeah, I was just about to say, definitely. Since you're gonna have this quarterback and next year, and he didn't do bad with him this year, and he seems like he has a target that he likes, the other rookie, I would, more time in practice, that shit, I definitely think that would help this team and help Mike just understand what he's doing more on offense, because he gets it, but like you were saying, to the deeper knowledge where he needs it to win those ball games. I think that's got to come sometimes in practice, putting yourself in situations where you go against maybe a cover 2 all day, or the 20 minutes before you play a game, you practice against cover 2 or practice against cover 3, and so on and so forth and shit. Just getting more accustomed to what you really got, because this Colts team got weapons to get him, get him wins, get him in that, 2 teams in the playoffs out the AFC South. You know what I'm saying?
I think they could do it. Now, as far as the window depends on his work ethic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The window depends on his work ethic.
I say now, though, before later, because I know the Jaguars coach work ethic is, going to be it's going to grow. It's only going to grow. So, you know what I'm saying? You're going to have to battle against that. And
I think that the Jaguars can get lazy. I think, let's just be real. The Jaguars know they win in their division. They in the playoffs every year. They don't, let's just, right now, their division is fucking terrible. It's the Jaguars and then those guys. Mike got to change that narrative. Simple as that. Mike changed that narrative, and you got to make the Jaguars work harder and not be comfortable with knowing that, all I got to do is win my division. I'm in. I don't care everything else, and know that he's going to win the division he's in. He got to be able to, you got to make the Jaguars look outside of his division and say, I got to win this game and this game because these guys are pushing me over here. And I think Mike's the next team over there that's ready to push him. the Jaguars
Yeah.
right now. So
I
he
agree with that.
gotta surprise Guns. He gotta make him
Guns,
be
yeah, he
comfortable and
does.
lazy and not really see him sneak up on him in a way where it's like, you're in my division. We in the same division because we enjoy playing each other. We know it ain't no nonsense and all that shit. But you ain't just gonna be over there beating up on me either. Fuck that. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
I
You gotta have
definitely
that
agree with that.
attitude.
You gotta have that, yeah, because the Jags are, that coach probably does feel more comfortable than most divisions at this point. So I definitely agree with that. I
So
definitely do.
I like this. I like this team makeup though. Like you said, they went and they got hot with this receiver the moment they drafted him. His first game, he had 3 touchdowns. And I always said, well, can he do it against a better team? And you know, 6 touchdowns later, in a long season, he kind of capped off a little bit. I like the mix between these guys. You got to think about it, man. Come on, we used to seeing a Mike owned quarterback throwing somewhere between 40 interceptions or more a year.
I'm not mad at the quarterback
This
production
quarterback
at
ain't
all.
doing nothing like that, and that to me is the first signs of he's starting to understand some things. Because 27 interceptions, you got guys that that are way better than him at seeing the field and throwing the ball with way more
Way more
interceptions.
innocence. Yep. Yep. I'm not mad at it at all.
284 attempts,
He's still a
158.
rookie. He's not even throwing the ball. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. He's still.
and that's good because you do got, 2 dogs in the backfield. Like, you got 2 dogs in the backfield that can carry you. Allow your defense to he gotta kind of play like the Bucks play. Run the football, throw when you have to, and allow your defense to make other teams' offenses make the mistakes. And the more mistakes happen and you not making them, the more momentum is on your side. And some of them losses turn into wins. And get better at playing the game. Understand why the things you're doing. Like, understand your playbook. Why is this play is working for me? Why do I pick this play more than I pick any other play? What is it about it? You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta get inside your and your do's and don'ts. You know what I'm saying? Again, you shouldn't be throwing a bomb and don't click on your receiver and try to make the play too. Just let the computer not gonna make the play for you every time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta better assist your team too. And I think the better he get at that, the better chances he get to start winning some more ball games over there. But I do like this Colts team. I think the signs are pointing up right now. And if he continues at this pace, I think he's all right. Signs are pointing up right now. Like these Colts team, man. We're gonna see what they can do early and often. I'm talking about. I like them. All right, man. Football IQ is everything, man. I think somebody said that in the chat too, about football IQ and all that. All right, man. So we'll be back later on. We're gonna come back and get into some more conversations. We're gonna debate the AFC West, and AFC. I think it's the AFC West or AFC East. We're gonna debate later on. When we come back. So enjoyed our lunch special with y'all, man. Get back to work for y'all fucking boss. Fire y'all asses. Holla at me.